you know, Andrea, Cheryl said good morning to me first.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm just glad she
Then
said good morning to me
then
second.
you.
I'll take
I'm
it.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, the word for today, and I was joking around, but not really. So, how many of you and me and all of us have times where we're like, man, things are challenging. Like there's so many challenges going on around me, so much obstacles, so many things happening. Surely not you, right? Well, the word this morning, or the words, is rise up. Rise up. And this word was Gloria Stevens. Miss Gloria, I believe this was your word for the year. Rise up. And we also have a birthday person before we talk about that we hope she is rising up and running today. Ann Margaret Jones. We were just with Ann Margaret in beautiful Mansfield, Louisiana. It is her birthday today. We hope she has the most amazing birthday ever. So, rise up. So, if you look at like, what does that mean? Went straight to it. It's moved from a lower position to a higher one. Come or go up, right? Um, but here's where I drew some inspiration for this word today because there's a lot of moving parts to this life. You know, your spiritual walk, your health, your relationships, your profession. Like there's so many things going on in our world where one week you feel like you got it all together, the next week you're spiraling out of control, right? And so hopefully this word will give all of us inspiration. First of all, when I thought about rise up, I thought, there's days, Eric, that I just want to pull the sheets over my head and just kind of say, you know what, let's do it. Let's see if tomorrow is better. But in reality, like I miss out on these 24 hours that God gave me today, right? And so here's the thing. I made this post this morning and I want to read this really quick, okay? And for me, it's about mindset. And so the post says, when we focus on problems, obstacles, challenges, we will have more obstacles, challenges, and problems. When we focus on possibilities, we will have more opportunities. I got to get my mindset right. Because today you either woke up with your mind right on, oh my gosh, I get to do this, I get to do this, I've got this headed in my direction, or you woke up with, oh my gosh, I've got this coming up. I've got all these things happening. Oh my gosh, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to do this? What is going to happen? And then more comes your way, and more comes your way, and more comes your way, and it seems overbearing. And before you know it, we've evaporated the 24 hours that God gave us today, worrying about all the problems, about all the challenges, about all the things that we got going on. I come across this. It said, today, if anything is trying to hold you back, listen to me now. If anything is trying to hold you back, if you got up this morning and there was thoughts of negativity creeping in your mind about all the stuff that life has thrown at you, give no attention to it. Give no attention to it. And give your attention towards the possibilities. Give your attention towards the 24 hours given. Like, get your hopes up, get your faith up, look up, and get ready to rise up. like if we, and I'm talking to myself, by the way, like I can look, I got a trip coming up to Mexico and then Europe and then there and then there. And it's like I could look and go, oh my gosh, that's so overwhelming. How am I going to do this? How am I going to pack my bags? How am I, or I could go, oh my goodness, I'm going to get to see parts of the world that some people never get to see. I'm going to get to see parts of the world that God made, right? How beautiful is that? How exciting is that? And see how the world around me changes. So I've got to rise up and realize that I'm given these powerful 24 hours in my day. I can worry through the 24 hours, or I can rise up and be thankful for these 24 hours I'm given and go make the most of it. So I choose to be thankful today because of this word, Gloria, rise up. So thank you for that. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson. I kind of feel a little bit like you were bullying me this morning. So, guys, just to give you a little backstory, I may or may not have gotten a phone call from Mr. Palmer on here, and I may have been doing this morning. And yes,
The lesson was not for you. It was not just for you.
I
Okay.
feel
But if
not
it felt,
just you guys heard it. It wasn't
if
just
it landed
you.
on your toes, it's okay. It's okay. It was meant to.
It did. I hear it. I heard it. So my toes hurt, but I'm going to shift my focus. I am so grateful. I will rise up today. So, Gloria, great word, coach, great lesson. And the quote that I found was difficulty calls us to rise up. And in that rising, we learn what we're capable of. And I thought, man, isn't that fun, right? That we can have a challenge and we can overcome it and we can walk a little bit taller throughout the rest of our day because of it. So, thought that was really powerful. So what I looked into was, okay, well, let's just say that we stumbled, right? I tripped up a little bit and I am ready to rise up today. What does that look like? How do I rise up after a fall? So first of all, I've got to realize it is what it is. Acceptance is important to overcome failure. So if I've had a hiccup, I've got to look in the mirror and go, okay, well, it happened. Instead of trying to deny it or hide from it or whatever, when I stutter over my words, I just got to say, yep, I stuttered and it's time to move on. So accept it so that I can overcome it. Next is to give it a little bit of thought, right? So why did whatever happen happen? Why did I trip on that thing? Why did I not do what I was supposed to do? Why? Analyze myself a little bit so that I know going forward what I can change, what I can course correct, how I can move in a different direction. Next, I've got to make sure that I don't beat myself up over a temporary setback. Because sometimes the hardest part about overcoming something is that we are so mean to ourselves, right? Where we're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Oh, and with that reoccurring, I don't remember what the thought is, but those thoughts just go over and over and over in our mind. And it's like, okay, it happened, and I'm gonna have a little bit of grace. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Stacy says I'm muted. Okay. Phew.
We
All right.
got you. We got you, lady.
All right, perfect. All right. Next is focus on it, nurturing and improving yourself. So give yourself a little bit of love and then find a way to improve in whatever area it is that you need to improve. And that might take finding some inspiration and support. So maybe you're having a morning where your downstairs clock's messed you up a little bit and you're running a little wild and your kid's late for school and blah, 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 blah. And you happen to talk to your mentor and they're like, pull on those bootstraps, you're going to be okay. So find that support, find a little bit of inspiration and realize that, you know what, you've got 100% track record of rising up before. So let's just keep going. Adopt a constructive approach and learn from the adverse situation. I think we covered that. Oh, and then I'm going to say this is a great one to close out with. Purge out all the negativity. So if you're kind of in a place where you're feeling a little bit down here, right? And we all have those friends, we'll call them Eeyore. in our life that we love. Like everybody loves Eeyore. Everybody wants an Eeyore. He's a good pal. But if you're in a place that you're kind of feeling like Eeyore and you surround yourself with another Eeyore, you're both going to stay down here. We got to realize Eeyore brought in Piglet and he brought in Pooh and maybe even Christopher Robin, and they all helped him. I don't know why I went there, but I did. So they all helped him pull him out of that negativity. But if we went and just went into a convention where everybody is like this, right? And they're all kind of having a hard day, we can pull each other down. So make sure that when you're having a moment that you go plug into something positive and purge out all the negative. Like if you know when you see that face on the phone, we all have that person that calls us and we're like, we love them, but not going to answer right now because I know that's going to take me down to this other place. So I'm going to pray that I'm not that person for anyone. But if I am, please let me know so I can improve. But we have to sometimes turn away from certain people and certain environments in those moments so that we can continue to rise. So that's what I had this morning. Gloria, thank you so much. I don't see. Oh, she is here. So good. I'm glad that she's here. And then we don't have the birthday girl. So everybody just tell Ann Margaret happy birthday all over Louisiana and all of that. I love you guys. Thanks for this lesson today.
Gloria, great word, hey, great lesson, Andrea. Guys, have a great Tuesday out there. We love each and every one of you. Let's go make somebody have a better day because we showed up. Have a great one. We'll see you back tomorrow. Hump Day
Love you guys.
Wednesday
Have a
already.
beautiful